Okay, guys, we just saw Fatal Affair on Netflix, and what we wanted to do is break down how you can not end up in any kind of affair, but definitely not a fatal affair. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you stick around for this video.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Alicia and Kelly. Make sure that you subscribe and click the bell for notifications. And we're about to get into this movie. First of all, we are not reviewing this movie.
No.
We're not giving away any spoilers.
Well,
this is just, we're not reviewing
It's not
it.
a spoil. Yeah.
We're not going to give away any spoilers. We actually are talking about the first 15 minutes
Which
of
are
the movie.
critical.
Which is critical.
I mean, so much happened. I'm like the movie. I mean, thank God it was not us because the movie would not hit.
No,
it wouldn't have been a
it
movie.
wouldn't have made it.
Wouldn't have made
Never would have. Okay. Listen. This was so important to us because we have always said the reason why we would be upset about one of us cheating is because the multiple choices and decisions that you had to make
to even
in order to even get
to
to
get in the bed or
right?
wherever you're gonna be.
So in this movie, my girl Nia Long,
Oh, she's so beautiful.
she is beautiful.
But she was wrong.
She had about 20 violations
Many violations.
that we gonna try to go through.
When we was watching it, we had an imaginary buzzer.
We were like, we were just bad.
Violation, man. Nope, no ma'am. No ma'am.
That we just gotta avoid to find ourselves in any affairs. It was so many things, so we're gonna try to go through them quickly so we're not here forever. Cause man, it was a lot. It was a lot.
She did a lot.
She did a lot. Okay, so here's the situation. Nia is married. She's an empty nester, right? So they've been married for 20 years, right? And husband was recently in an accident, so they're not probably as intimate as they normally are. And she's at the prime of her life, right? You know, she's successful, still beautiful.
Her daughter is at the house.
Daughter's at the house. She ready to
live it up. They just bought a new home on the beach. It's sexy. Just
yes.
sexy everywhere.
So she runs into a guy she went to college with, right? And at the workplace. Okay. Now, the first topic that we're going to talk about is some flirting that happened. They were flirting a little bit. He was flirting with her. She was flirting back. Now, I will say, and we're not going to get deep on this because this is multiple videos with all of this.
Oh my God.
I personally do not have an issue with a little bit of flirting. Not that I would want to, but when I thought about it for my wife, I know
I can be a little bit flirtatious.
And
when I look at it, not flirtatious in like such a like, you know, I'm leading you somewhere,
right.
But kind of like I may kiki a little bit.
There was somebody who got in trouble a while back, Alicia Curry. Right? She publicly
Steph Curry's
acknowledged
wife.
Steph Curry's wife. She publicly acknowledged that she enjoyed the attention being a married woman, and they went in, right?
Okay.
Twitter went in. Black Twitter.
Like, you married, girl. You married with kids. You need to just stay your old married behind up in the house and just rot and die. It's like
I'm personally
that's a whole other video because I feel
we can talk about another video.
Yeah,
I don't personally have an issue with it. We can move on. Anyway, so they were flirting.
I don't either.
Good.
I mean, I don't. I think it's sexy.
This is my workplace.
I'm like,
our house is our workplace, so we ain't got to worry about that issue. Yeah. Okay, so they were flirting a little bit. They went into the hallway. Now here's where it got sticky. Okay, he was like, "Can we go out sometime?" Her response was,
he's like, "We need to catch up.
We need to catch up, right?" Her response was, "I'm gonna need a rain check." Bad. Incorrect.
So I feel like, I mean,
that was the first violation, but it's a small violation.
It was a violation. So, because to me it was progressive. So the initial like, "Hey, how you doing?" When she realized it was him, "Oh my God, I know you're from college." He's like, "Yeah, girl."
I was okay.
Oh my God, it looks like it was just 20 days ago that I seen you. Like, you look really good. Okay. And then there was some moments, some extra, which still was cool. It's like, man, 20 years, he's still looking good, and that's okay.
That was the flirting part.
Good, but you know, oh, damn, he looking good. Maybe I need to be a little careful. keep on going. Then they had the moment, okay, the pen fell. And
that
like,
was the flirting part. I'm okay. I'm okay. If I was the husband watching this, I'm okay at this point.
But be careful. Okay. And then they go out to the hall, and then the invite. So now we done let up to this, because now he know you think he's sexy.
Rain check. As a husband watching that moment, if I'm watching that playback, and she say rain check, I'm like, wait.
Rain check. We got dinner scheduled tonight.
No, they didn't have dinner scheduled.
They had dinner scheduled. That's why she rain checked him, because she had plans with her husband that night.
No. She had plans with Courtney. They were going. No. Wait a minute. No, she had plans with.
No.
The first time.
The first time she had plans with.
But she didn't mention her husband.
But she didn't mention her.
Okay.
Because the second one is the whole Courtney thing, and then she said, "Oh well, you can come." Right. The first night she took a rain check because she had dinner plans with her husband.
So we agree, though, the violation on the play was the rain check. The rain check without the other information.
Right. Well, it was the rain check because it was like, to me, you think this guy looking good. He just invited you to go out. And you know he looking at you like you looking good. So, and you did not take that opportunity to be like, introduce your husband into this conversation. Yes. And it came off very intentional.
So that was the first violation.
Yeah, it was a little side.
Okay. He proceeds to ask her again. Mm-hmm. And this time she had plans with her girlfriend, right? Okay.
But that was on a different incident.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing else happened that time.
Nothing else happened on time.
Well, wait a minute. Was that when she gave her?
No, she gave him the card. Oh. We gotta go together. So after she had to rain check him. Right. Okay. Then he was like, "Oh, are you gonna make me wait another
20 years?"
Oh, I'm definitely not.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Okay, violation 2, but we go. That's a warning.
Right, a warning. I'm kind of me. I'm like, you doing a lot, but okay.
And then she hands him her business card.
Yes.
And says, "Call me anytime."
1 a.m., 2 a.m. Wake me up in the middle of the night next to my husband. I mean, what does that mean, and how does a man perceive that?
Okay, so real quick, as a man myself, if you tell me as a woman that I've already been flirting with to call me anytime,
girl, the door has.
You ain't posted it all the way open, but I'm like, okay, there's a crack. That door ain't locked.
Yeah, I'm about to.
That door ain't locked. I just heard the click, like it's unlocked and the alarm is off.
Okay.
Not yet. But we've been flirting, you've been receptive, and then you give me your card and say, "Call me anytime." The door's unlocked and the alarm is off. Shall we continue? Okay. Because she didn't stop there. Okay. He asked again. She agrees.
So this was a different occasion.
Different day.
He asked her out again for a celebration of a business success.
He wanted to celebrate.
Some drinks.
She said first she refused because she said she had to go out with her friend. And then she proceeded to invite him
along with us.
Now, again, I don't have a problem. Yeah. However, at this point, what do you feel like she should have done?
At this point,
if she's inviting a man.
Yes, baby. I'm gonna be going out tonight for drinks. We just closed this deal here at work. My girl Courtney is going, and my old friend from college, he's actually been working with us here, and he was a part of the deal, so he's going to be joining us too, okay? But I'll see you tonight about 1 a.m. I love you, boo. What you think? You good? All right.
And I honestly would have been good. I personally, again, now mind you, I don't know all this other stuff that's transpired, but I'm like, okay.
I know my wife.
If she's calling me about, she informed me, cool, whatever. Trust my wife. Okay. Was there anything else we need to say about that situation with the second encounter? Mm-mm. I think that part was okay. I think she was,
she was trying to put
one. Yeah, go ahead.
She was trying to. I feel like she was trying to put a little bit of a boundary on when she invited him because her girlfriend was going to be there. So in her mind, she was convinced that, well, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. My friend Courtney is going to be here.
Right,
it's
right.
going to be a casual night out with drinks, and that's
Right.
cool.
One of the rules that I always had, even before I got married, was, and this is just for corporate reasons, if I went out with any woman that I worked with, there needed to be a third person there.
Right.
Just so there was
makes sense
never,
professionally.
yeah. So I think she was good there. I don't think that was necessarily a violation. Okay, here's where it gets interesting.
Oh yeah. When Courtney called, text,
So let's go through it real quick. Okay.
not gonna be able to make it, girl.
Courtney cancels. Her friend, remember it was 3 people. Her homegirl, and this guy. Courtney calls and cancels.
She ain't gonna make it.
Okay. She's not gonna make it. The guy's there.
He there.
Okay. At this point, she still proceeds with the date with the guy. She does not call her husband. Nor does she cancel this little drinking event.
Right. She should have called.
She should have called.
I would have called. I would have been like,
So
okay,
let's talk about
Courtney
that real
ain't
quick.
gonna make it.
Let's talk about that real quick because
Yeah.
you and I had a little bit of disagreement, but we eventually realized we actually agreed.
Right.
Okay. My thing was she shouldn't have stayed. Okay. She should have left. But the reason I based that on was the fact that her husband, number one, did not even know the guy was there. And then when she did find out, when she did find out that her friend was canceling, and she already knew her husband didn't even know that it was about to happen, she should have disabandoned this whole situation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
What was you had a point
Well,
originally.
my thing was like, I'm there, he's there, he saw me, like I'm not gonna just leave, it's rude. But I could have one drink, hey, I'm gonna have one drink and I'm gonna go ahead and go home, and hang out with my husband or whatever for the night. But let's have this one drink and celebrate. It's cool. Because number one, from my perspective, I'm not looking at him like that. And number two, I know that I've already notified my husband I'm here. And I would have called you again and say, hey, Courtney not going to be able to make it to that date I told you about. I'm here with old dude. I'm just having one drink and I'm headed out. I'll call you as soon as I'm walking out the bar.
And I would have been okay with that.
But that's a completely different situation from what was actually happening.
Right.
So that's why
Right.
we were looking at it differently. I was looking at it from my perspective of how I would have handled it. Like,
Right.
I'm not here to do nothing. Like, I'm not going to just leave because Courtney canceled. I don't want this dude, and I've already told you we're just celebrating this thing. I'll let you know it's just me and him, and
Right.
I'm gonna have the drink with him. I'm not gonna be rude.
Right.
But from her perspective, ma'am, you already kept this whole thing a secret. You have not told your husband what is going on. And now you stuck here with just you and this man that you think is sexy.
Right.
And he think you're sexy.
Okay. So at this point, she's already committed several violations, but now she's gonna go on and jump off the deep end.
Right, she gonna open the door.
Yeah, she just gonna kick the door wide open.
He gonna be standing outside like.
So here's this man. He's sitting across from her. They're drinking, not one drink, multiple drinks. Okay. And she tried to bring her husband up. She tried to, very casually.
I feel like she did that so she did that for herself so that she didn't have to be like, I'm just really out here bad.
So
I mean,
she didn't want to feel like
right. Fam, you did it now.
So they began to share.
Followed, yeah.
They began to share some catching up information. I'm married. Here's my daughter. Whatever. And he asked about how things, Anyway, she says
I have a perfect life.
she has a perfect life. She even agreed to have a perfect husband, perfect family. But then she says, and this is what all men are looking for, ladies.
When you wear a ring.
This is when
men don't care nothing about their ring.
He don't care nothing about the ring, but he is waiting for a phrase similar to what she said.
That she gave him. And she
But
said,
imagine, right? You wake up 20 years later.
Yeah, you've been sleeping with somebody for 20 years, and then you wake up or something like that 20 years later.
And you feel like you're sleeping next to a stranger.
You feel like you're sleeping next to a stranger. A whole stranger.
She has kicked the doors off the hinges at this point. Like
a whole stranger.
That is exactly what.
Like that's his business. That is not this man's business.
Any hope that she had of making this go away
or making this professional, keeping it professional, has faded away.
Okay, but she didn't stop there.
She didn't.
So the husband calls.
She didn't even stop there.
The husband calls. No, he texts.
He texted her. Yes.
And he asked about her friend Courtney.
Hey, y'all having fun?
And she lied and said Courtney said hi. Violation.
What? You added a lie.
You didn't offer up a lie.
Why?
Well, only alternative was to tell her she was out with this man.
And that's what you should
Or she could have just been like,
you're not up to no good.
I mean, she had to lie because he brought Courtney up.
Good, and be like, oh, actually, Courtney wasn't able to make it. I had invited another one of the guys that we had been working with on the deal. No. He's here.
It's too late at that point.
No, it was not too late. It was not too late. Courtney didn't make it. I'm just having dinner, or I'm having a drink with another guy who was involved in a deal. But yeah, it was not too late. She could have then cleaned it up. But why did you offer up a whole lie? I mean, and the least she could have done is say, oh, well, Courtney didn't make it. I'm still out here having drinks.
Okay.
I mean, you gonna say, you done put Courtney in it. Yes. Courtney don't want nothing to do with that. She don't want nothing to do with it.
So let's talk about plausible deniability. Okay. So I just accused her of kicking the doors off the hinges.
You did. Mm-hmm.
She, however, lost all plausible deniability when she turned off her phone while her husband was trying to respond. Mm-hmm. So now not only has she kicked the doors off, she has acknowledged to the world, or in this particular moment, that
I don't want to hear nothing.
I don't want to hear nothing else my husband has to say because it's about to go down.
Yeah, well, I feel like she did that when she lied on Courtney.
Again, it's hard to say.
No, she did that.
But but at that particular moment, though, right when she lied on Courtney, that was the beginning. But when you turn your phone off, oh boy,
you ended any connection.
And you know how you see the little bubbles where somebody trying to respond. The bubbles were showing, and she turned her phone off.
We don't even know what he said. Oh Lord.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
A little choking.
This is too much. This is too much.
You can't handle it. It's not me, baby. I didn't do it.
So they proceed, and I'm sorry, guys. This we almost at the end of this mess. Y'all see how many violations? So let me wrap this up.
In the beginning of the movie.
This is like the first 15 minutes. All of this happens. It's overwhelming. So she proceeds to go on another date. They leave where they at.
Where they at?
After drinking, go to another place.
We're finna go somewhere and party.
They dancing.
We're about to get to some 90s music.
Reminiscing about 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. He leans in to kiss her.
He leaned in.
She stops him. Oh. Okay. Good call. And she runs to the women's bathroom. Now, me and my wife had a...
I mean, my thing is, I don't know what she stopped him for.
Well, here's the deal. I felt like she got caught up in the situation, but in the situation, she's like, okay, what the hell am I thinking? That's what I got. She's like, what am I thinking? I need to stop. And she runs to the bathroom, which in most cases, I think people would agree with me, that the women's bathroom would be a safe place.
Safe haven.
I think she thought she was safe. She was hot and bothered. And she needed to go cool off and stop the situation. So she went to the women's bathroom, which in most situations would be safe. He comes in the women's bathroom. Aggressively kissing her. Now, mind you, she's not innocent because she starts kissing back. Mm-hmm. An entanglement. They get entangled. They get entangled. It's really about to go down. He didn't remove the underwear. They on the floor of the bathroom. It's like, it's going down. Okay, this is important. Okay, because we got to catch all the things. So
he picked up.
Put on the scene.
But I was like, what?
No, she was in at that point.
Yeah,
she's kissing back.
You done too much.
She's giving in.
And then your panties is off.
He removes her panties.
He removes the panties.
And right before penetration, she stops him.
Whoa.
She stops him.
She's like, Lord.
Okay?
Okay.
And she goes home to her husband. Okay. Now, the movie is called Fatal Affair. It's a lot that happens after this. Y'all gonna have to watch it and see what you think. We just wanted to talk about this situation, the multiple opportunities that she had to stop what was happening.
And I think it will probably be, and maybe we'll do another video in
Yes.
regards to like if you thought she cheated, because we did have a good conversation.
Well, let's talk about that. We could talk about that.
About if she actually cheated because there was no penetration.
So this is what I said that sparked the conversation, and you can decide if you do it in another video, but I think we should talk about it now. Maybe you do a part 2, I don't know.
So also for upcoming videos, let us know if you want us to talk about the entanglement, the real entanglement that everyone has been talking about.
That's like my phrase.
Oh God, with Jada Pinkett Smith and August Alsina. I mean, I guess it could be we could make a good conversation.
We
Out
can.
of it, I'm sure.
I think there were a lot of similarities to this movie
It's entanglement.
in a way.
Well, it was an entanglement.
There were some connections.
But yeah, not
There was some connections.
different situation.
No, complete. Well, sorry.
Oh God. Okay.
Was it?
Yeah. I don't know. All right, guys. Comments down below. Like, subscribe. Make sure you click the bell for notifications.
Peace.
Bye.